Hey, this is Cosmic Calico, and today we're going to defeat Dreadbloon, albeit a little bit dreadfully. This is my first real video that I'm putting out into the world because I love balloons. And I want to give a shout out to Isab, Boltrix, and SJB for helping me with my farming game, albeit it's a little screwy here. Let's just dive in, have fun, screw up, and then win, because that's what it's all about. So to start the game, I decided to put down a dart monkey because he's free, so why not use it, right? And a tack shooter. Now, why did I start with these two? Again, one was free, and going into this, having already played a couple of times and seeing some of my own shortcomings, I was able to at least devise something that I thought made sense. Tack shooter, for example, we all know that if we go 205 with attack, we're going to decimate, especially when we prepare for the late game using Alchemist and MIB buffs in order to ensure that it can pop everything. So buffs on buffs on buffs. And the other thing that's really important right now is to get started making money. Unfortunately, this is my biggest weak point. I'm working it out, seeing what everyone's putting out there, and just kind of adapting, or at least learning to get that basic down. As for the rest of the towers, though, I'm genuinely pretty solid, folks. I'm not going to sit here and claim to be a super pro. I've been playing since about 2017. I've got close to 300 hours in this thing. Granted, compared to others, that's measly. However, I think that I've gotten pretty darn good, so we're just going to keep rolling here. So the first goal, obviously, get our money up. But for right now, we're just going to get through these first rounds, and I will be back in a moment. All right, so I've got Benjamin down. We're on round 22, and I'm starting to upgrade some of my towers while buying some more farms. Ultimately, the goal is to get either a BRF or Banana Central. You'll notice that I use Ben's abilities a ton here, and I think that is also just a symptom of farming shortcomings, but more money is more money. You can see that I messed that up right there. I should have done that earlier. I was debating popping out and coming back in. I was like, screw it, it's fine, I'll survive. So here we are, I'm setting up for Avatar of Wrath for late game. And the reason for that is because I believe he's going to help with the rock balloons. And those things are ridiculously annoying. At least for me, they are. So that's why I decided to go with Avatar of Wrath. And I went for the hot tacks instead of the tack zone because I knew that leads and ceramics were potentially going to be a big problem. So I thought it just made more sense to go that direction. I'll be back when we reach round 40. Alright, so I messed up when I was creating my first druid. I did 024. I meant to do 204. So I had to sell him and remake it. And I'm going with the monkey bank right now. And we're not doing too bad. We got our sticky bomb, perfect. That layer is going to go down real quick now. Come on, we got it. There we go. Now we're immune to military. So this is where the primaries can shine, as well as magic. Here come the rock balloons, giving me strife. And I actually saw this in a YouTube comment about using Balloon Solver or whatever, and then I go and do it, and I'm like, this was a bad idea, that was a waste of money, and it was a waste of time. Really a waste of lives, but you know, it is what it is. We try things, and sometimes they don't work, and this is one of those times. So now I've got myself on the way towards getting a ninja paragon because that was my original goal. That is not what happened, however. Here we go. We're getting down to the wire on tier 1. Now we're going to place down some sniper monkeys. Deadly Precision will eventually be one of those. But right now we just got large caliber and high rate of fire, so that way we can pop as many balloons as we can, so that way we're not overwhelmed. So he's clean up at this point. So I had to back out and continue again because I got overwhelmed by the camo balloons, and that is kind of ridiculous. I actually should have picked a different path on sniper instead. And we've just recovered. See? Easy peasy. So now we've got a sniper to handle all the heavy hitting, and we've got a sniper to handle all the extra cleanup. So even though it wasn't pretty, even though I had to back out and dive back in, we still managed to achieve the goal. And isn't that what really matters, folks? I think it is. Here we are at tier 2. Now I've got my tack zone prepped, and I am working towards getting that alchemist. Because not only will it power up the tack shooter in the tack zone, it's going to get all those monkeys around there that do extreme projectiles such as ninja and crossbow master. Now, some people could say that that's bad strategy or whatever because you really want them to focus on one. However, I see a huge benefit in making sure that he covers all of those towers. And here we are, shredding tier 2 like butter. Taking the poppin' to the Dreadbloon like a jackhammer. That's what we're doing here, folks. Alright. Now we're setting up another druid, so that way we can take care of more cleanup using jungle vines and whatever. Now the Spikezilla. Why are we putting down a Spactory? Well, in one of my playthroughs, I realized that top path was actually extremely beneficial for the rock balloons, and it also helped break his ceramic layer down a lot. So I decided to implement that in the next playthrough and went for it, and I think it helped me out greatly. So right now I'm recovering from rotator cuff surgery, and I'm going to end up having to get the left arm done as well. So playing Bloons left-handed lately has been very difficult, but also rewarding because I managed to beat Dreadbloon. That's the second boss balloon that I've been able to beat, and I believe the other one was Vortex, if I'm not mistaken. So here we go, we're getting our ninjas ready. You can see I'm building towards that paragon, or at least trying to. Everything else is being handled pretty smoothly, relatively easily, which is what we want. But yes, playing Bloons left-handed, having to use my mouse left-handed, having to do everything left-handed when you're alrighty is not easy. But I've made it happen. I have been through worse, and this isn't my first rodeo in Shoulder Town. So here come the Moabs, Bads, etc. I'm sorry. Mads, Bads, yada yada. ZOMGs. You know the drill, guys. So continuing with building our farms, so that way we can rack up that moolah, because we're going to need the paragon. Well, at least I need the paragon. I'm sure other folks out there don't. So there's not going to be too much exciting happening in here that I recall. Yes, I'm recording this voiceover after the fact because, well, I've had it rough lately with all this shoulder stuff and getting my audio system set up right and all that good stuff, guys. It's just not been pleasant, but it is done, at least for now, until I make upgrades in January. But yes, that is currently my situation, and being unable to do anything, well, why not make content for the game that I really love a lot? And knowing it has such a big community is just as good, because I can learn from you guys and you can learn from me as well. It's one of the great things that I love about the community is that we have fun, and that there's a lot of folks that are very good at the game and have a deep understanding. And you find new ways to do things. And I think that's really cool. So here we are at tier 3. There we go. Nice influx of money on round 85. But more is still needed. And we are taking down tier 3 relatively good. May not be perfect, may not be ultra pro, but it is pretty darn good. I think that my offense is actually good overall, but it's my defense that actually causes me strife when it comes to bosses, in particular what you're going to see in Dreadbloon coming up. Now we got our attack zone. Alright, now we're really shredding them. So here we go, we're going to put up our monkey tower right now. Jungle drums and MIB. Now everyone over there can pop everything, and we have just powered up attack zone even further. Give myself a cash drop for some extra moolah, so we can pop the balloons. Pop them with sheer monkey fury. Here come the DDTs. Don't tell Jake the Snake though. I don't think he'll like that. He may DDT you, and then you'll be down for the count. 1, 2, 3. And yeah, I'll be making pro wrestling references. I'm a former pro wrestler, folks. Expect it. Alright, so now we've got a Mad down. Now, here was where I was like, what should I really do here in order to create more money for myself right now? What's the best option? Now here, around 100 is where I'm really going to start getting into a lot of trouble. Until I get my Avatar of Wrath here, which gives me a little bit of relief. Woo! Oh, that hurt. That hurt a lot. Yeah, I had to back out from that because I did not see it coming, and as I said, my defense is generally not that great, at least in bosses. So then I had to think, what should I have done? What can I do differently to make it through that? Because I just got defeated. But hey, that's okay. Let's try one more time. I've come this far. I don't want to lose, and I don't want to have to restart from the beginning. So, all I can do is retry. So now I have to make a decision. Well, what the hell am I going to do here? There were many options, and ultimately I settled on a call to arms because I thought maybe I just need more popping power from my current towers, because these are all very powerful towers. They're all buffed. They may not be ultra boosted or anything, but they are buffed. And using Pop Lust, you know, gives a little extra multiplier. And now we've got our Master Bomber. So that's going to help a whole lot with the ceramic rock layer. And I decided to snag Bloons Sabotage because I was, again, planning the whole time to get a Ninja Paragon. So here we go again. I don't know about how you guys play, but I see powers as they're there. I'm going to use them. I'm going to spam them as necessary. But ultimately, I really do want to use them at the right moments. So there were times here where I'm just smashing everything because in my head I'm thinking I need to make more money. I need to ensure I have adequate popping power and defense. Call to arms was my way of trying to make that happen, and using Grand Saboteur to at least keep things on screen for just a moment longer, it helped out. I managed to make it through. So here we go, round 104. All right, now we've got our Mad. So we have plenty of popping power for these DDTs and anything else coming our way. So now I'm starting to sell some of these banana farms so that way I can make the right upgrades. And instead of getting a Banana Central up front, well, you'll see what I did here in a moment. And I've got Spike Mines. Now we're going Crossbow Master, get those crits, get all that big damage on ceramics as well with him. And Perma-Brew, because why not? There we go with that beautiful Bloony Rocky music right now. You know, Ninja Kiwi, you should make like a wind chime out of Dreadbloon. Since he makes those noises, he sounds like a wind chime, like one of those wooden ones. Yes! You need a wooden wind chime for Dreadbloon. Put that in the store, guys. So I'm almost on my way to that Banana Central, but I'm hesitating. And I'm hesitating because, one, I'm visually impaired, so having a ton of stuff on the screen at once is very difficult to keep track of, and I do my darndest to keep track of it. But at the same time, I was like, well, wouldn't more lives help? Yeah. How can you go wrong with more lives? You have Benjamin anyway. So why not just compound that effect with Benjamin? And that's when I went for the Monkey Wall Street instead of the Banana Central. And I think right here is potentially what messed me up. What I expected to compound actually was detrimental and gave me significantly less money than I would have gotten if I would have gone straight up top path. If I would have gone 4 and 5, 0-2 instead. So this is where the scary turnaround point comes. But you know what? I'm proud of myself. Because eventually I do make it through. ZOMGs, the Moabs, the Mads, Bads, all of it, all too many names, too many acronyms. It's worse than the internet. It's like Bloons is its own internet with its own acronyms. Everything looks really strong right now. I'm going for it. I'm gunning ahead. We're doing good. Everything seems to be working out awesomely. Until we get right here to the military immunity. Because ultimately, a lot of these towers are military. They're the strongest military towers, but that doesn't really help me against him. It helps me against the regular Bloons. But I had to slow it down here because, again, it's just too much visual information for me personally. So I had no choice but to be like, whoa, 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 what's going on here? I decided to put a super monkey down so that way I could get extra DDT popping power. And I thought that that was going to be all that I needed, that everything was going to be fine and dandy. And without counting how many banana farms I put down, I was like, okay, I'm like halfway to that ninja paragon, so what do I do now? Here I panicked. I said, oh shit, what am I supposed to do? So I just threw down max everything for the Dartling Gunner. And I was like, oh crap, there's not a paragon for him. Because I was going to change it on the fly. Instead of going for ninja, I was going to go for another paragon. And I was like, oh, damn it. Okay, well, at least it's helping. It's not hurting, right? Right. Well, that's what I thought. Once again, what I thought. We're doing so well right now, guys. I'm smashing him down. I'm laying the smack down on his rocky self. And here we are. We lost one more time, but here we go. Yeah. I won't accept failure. I must win. I've already lost to this dude twice. I'm going to win, even if I have to, unfortunately, spend that monkey money. So this time I decided to put down an engineer with an XXXL trap, or at least build toward that, because I knew that would both give me more money and soak up a lot of extra balloons. Everything else was working just fine, so I didn't want to change it. Alright, there's our 3XL trap. And I put another one down, because I had every thought of like, okay, my backup for the backup is to go for a sentry paragon. Now, all of this gave me extra popping power that I clearly needed, but it was sloppy popping power. The logic makes sense, but overall, in practice, this was really sloppy, unfortunately. All we can do is do our best, right? And then we make it through, or we don't. Things getting blown up pretty well, and now I've got ultra boost, so I'm overclocking the right towers. At least it makes sense to me. I can't remember exactly which ones that I was trying to upgrade or boost, right? But I'm pretty sure the tack zone was one, and then I believe I was trying to do the MAD as well, and then I did the spiked mines at one point. Those are powerful towers, so I thought it made sense to give them whatever boost that I could to make them as powerful as I could get them. Alright, so I've sold everything, thinking, alright, I'm going to get it. And then we come here. I hadn't unlocked him yet. Okay, great, I'll unlock him. Okay, great. And then I'm like, oh, man. No, why? Every plan I had failed miserably. The ninja failed. The engineer backup failed. So there was only one other option, and it was the obvious option. Yes, sir. That is correct. I went for the old Dartatron. And I figured since my crossbow master probably had more than enough sufficient pops, he was going to be the one that I'd go ahead and make the paragon. I don't have a choice. It's the only thing left that I can do. Do it. And the rest solves itself. Up. Almost there. Yeah, boy. Woo! Woo! We did it. We beat Dreadbloon. That is how I beat Dreadbloon, at least. And I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification icon, and please leave a comment. Tell me what you think I could have done better, or what you did to make a certain round or a certain tier easier for you. Thank you so much. See you guys next time.